around.
Can I have a seat?
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
How's everything going?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. So what's been going on since the last time I saw you?
Well, since then, some life changes. I moved back in with my parents.
Okay. Why did you do that?
At the end of the day, it was for financial reasons, for sure.
How does it feel being back with your parents?
How do you say? Not great. Just it's awkward. Definitely fighting more, and maybe just the self-esteem issues, or it's just not too good.
What do you mean self-esteem issues?
Well, I think being 28 and being a man, and the move back, I didn't think it would affect me, but I think it has. Just maybe insecure or just not accomplished.
So you feel like you're not living up to what you should be by living with your parents at 28?
Yeah, and like consciously I say, well, it's a smart move, but subconsciously it's maybe been getting at me, and I think that's maybe playing out in my interactions with people outside of just my parents.
So do you think your perception of this is of not supposed to be living with your parents at 28 is coming from you, or do you think that it's what you think other people?
I think maybe like a 50-50 split. I'm definitely responsible in some sense. Too much hubris or pride or something, it is what it is type deal, but I'm letting it like kind of bring me down a little bit, and I know that's not, shouldn't look at it that way, I guess.
Okay, so how do you think it's affecting your relationship with other people?
Well, I think without like verbalizing it in my mind, that I'm more stressed, cranky, and got like a shorter leash when it comes to just dealing with people or being happy.
And you think this all is because of your move in with your parents?
I've definitely thought about it. I think so. I mean, that's the variable that's changed the most.
Okay. What do your parents think about you?
We haven't. Oh, staying there.
Mm-hmm.
They seem supportive for sure, and there's not like overt fights, and like we're not cops or anything yet. But there seems to be some tension and just like bad energy going on.
So do you have some sort of plan?
No. My plan for a while was just not think about it and it will go away plan. And that plan doesn't work. So I don't know if I should talk to them, like confront them about it, or just let it maybe run its course.
So because what I was talking about when I said that was a plan on how you could not live with your parents anymore. So what were you thinking when I said plan?
Like a plan to get through this time of when when I am living with my parents.
So you think that's something that you need in place?
Well, with student loans and a few other expenditures, it would be financially smart too.
I'm a little confused. So what I got from you talking about the plan was that it was a plan with your parents, and it seemed more based on the relationship than it did on financial.
Well, the relationship is struggling right now, but I moved back in for financial reasons. So I was thinking, and I can't really change those financial reasons in the next 6 months. So I got to stay there. I'm there. And I was thinking like a plan for improving the situation.
Do you mean emotionally or financially?
Emotionally.
Okay. So do you have ideas?
I was thinking, maybe just like sitting down to dinner and talking about it, maybe just mixing it up with expectations of each other. They haven't told me anything up front, but it feels like at some level I'm intruding on their personal space.
Well, I think too it would be hard because living there when you're a child, you have different expectations of living there as an adult. So that might be a good idea to talk about those kind of things.
Okay, yeah. And do you think they have some expectations that might be out of tilt?
I mean, I can't say what they think, but I think that probably all parents always think of their kids as kids. So you probably, tell me if I'm wrong, feel like you're losing your independence by going back there. And they probably are viewing you as their child living in their house rather than an adult.
I mean, that's how I feel about it, and so I could talk to them. And then outside of my parents, and maybe it's just I gotta not be a baby about it, but I feel like I've lost some independence or self-esteem, and it might just be hurting my social game a little bit.
So I think something that would be beneficial is for you to have not only a plan to talk with your parents, but a plan on how we can help you to feel like you are gaining that independence back. So even if there was some sort of financial plan of how are you going to get back on your feet so that you can have your own place, it doesn't have to be something that's going to happen right away, but
Right.
knowing that you're working towards a goal, I think it might help.
Yes, makes sense. With designing this plan, what do you think I could do to kind of make sure there's a success rate?
What I think you should do is, I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but almost like a 5-year plan. If you have something that you know you're working towards, then I think it'll help you to feel that you're not just moving back in with your parents,
Yeah,
So,
okay. Because I grew a beard and that didn't work out at all.
So how about we talk about some of the goals that might be in your plan?
Okay. I would like to be within a year back on my own.
Okay. Is that a reasonable goal? You think that's achievable in a year?
Well, it depends on how much, yes, for sure. But a lot of the reason I moved back in is to kind of dig out of debt a little bit. And the longer I stay there, obviously the more I'm going to get out of that hole. So yes, I think that's a fair plan.
So your major barrier you're facing living on your own is debt?
The debt I have right now, yes.
Okay. So is that debt something that can be under control within a year, or do you think it's going to be more long term?
I think it's right around the year mark.
Okay. So that's kind of a long-term goal. If we can think of more of a short-term goal to make you feel like you have your independence back, that would give you some immediate effects rather than having to wait that year.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have any ideas?
I was thinking I could spend a little more time outside of my parents' place. Whether it's just like reading at the Barnes and Nobles or something, just doing something where I feel like I'm not always there, kind of like isolated or trapped.
Isolated and trapped.
Isolated and trapped.
Those are some strong words.
Yeah, not trapped. You're right. Not trapped, but just when I'm there, I kind of feel like I'm there too much, maybe.
Okay.
Alright.
So goals we're working on are long-term,
Yep.
fixing the debt situation, and then short-term is to find activities outside of the home that you can do.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.